ups and downs. I've been so keen to meet with you and have this experience. I mean, it's really weird because I knew something wasn't quite right, because you always have that gut feeling, don't you, about when things aren't going well for you on a health basis. And I don't know, when I think back, it just seemed like it's been a long time, but it wasn't until last year, October, around October time, that they told me I had fibro. But I just I'm finding it really challenging, even more so. And obviously I know there's a lot going on at the moment, but I have, things bother me that never used to bother me, really just bother me.
Like very sensitive and like different pains.
Yeah, it's just, and I've got like a cut on the sole of my feet. I don't even know how I got it. I didn't feel it or nothing. I was walking and then I just felt something was sore, so I thought I'd stepped on something. And it's just like a bloodshot now, like just a little bloodshot in there. And I was like, I don't even know where that came from.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. So pretty much like during this consultation, Judith, I'm going to go like through all the information that I found out about your case. I analyzed your eyes, your eyes were good enough. Like there were some areas that were like, oh, it's kind of hard to read, but it's understandable because, you have darker eyes. But I was able to get enough information, thankfully.
Oh, brilliant.
Able to know what weaknesses you have that we're going to address. And so, throughout this consultation, I'm going to ask you like a series of questions that go beyond what you put in the health questionnaire initially.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you questions about like your past, like if you can rate your symptoms from 1 to 10, how you are currently feeling right now. That way we can track your progress as you heal, as things get better. Okay. And then we'll dig deep into like what your diet and herbal protocol is going to look like for you to take it to the next step on your healing. Okay. Let's start off with your basic symptoms that you're feeling right now. So I looked over your health questionnaire and I have a good sense of what's going on right now. And I don't know if you know my story, but I also had fibromyalgia too.
Yeah.
And I know how it feels.
Yeah, I found that out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I just find my head just feels like it's just there. I don't even know how to describe it. It just feels like I'm holding it now. It just feels like there's a compression on it. I can't retain. If someone says something to me or introduces me to someone, usually I can hold their name and that. Yeah. But then I think I've got the name, but then about an hour later, I can't remember the person. I'm just, I find that really frustrating. Things that usually you just would be able to hold short term, it's just gone. I could be in a meeting and then I'll just zone out of the meeting, and in my work, you can't afford to zone out.
Oh, okay. And what's your line of work?
Yeah, I work in education, so I do consultancy and I go in and support schools and that. And I find it just depends. It's not all the time, but I know that it has happened. I've been okay recently, but I know it has happened. So it's a case of just not being able to function properly, and tired, and it's such a drunk tired, and you just like you want to get up but you can't. I just feel like I just need to rest, and then at the same time it's like get up and do something because you'll feel better for it. And I'll go downstairs and I'll probably start preparing. I'll find I'm getting tired just cooking, and I'm thinking, what is going on?
So when did this first start, like the brain fog, the poor memory? When did you start feeling these symptoms?
I would say this is when I sat down, I thought this has been going on for a long time. It has been going on for a really long time. I'm talking years, but I just thought, the reason why I say that is because when I was looking at my bookshelf, I bought a book, a manual, and it was about improving your memory.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, I bought that when I was about 25, 26. And I thought, well, maybe it was happening from then, but because I was younger, it wasn't as bad.
Okay. And how old are you now?
Woo, 54.
Oh my goodness, you do not look like you're 54. That is insane. That is insane. You've got to be lying. That's crazy. You look like you're like 30, you know, even like 28, like seriously. Wow, that's fantastic.
I'm doing something right then, clearly.
You got good genes, you got, you know, like, but sometimes here's the thing, because I've always been told that I look younger for my age as well. And like my skin looks so clear, so smooth, right? But then when I look at my eyes in iridology, very congested skin ring. You know, I've been a low sweater all my life. I've been holding on to these acids inside. So sometimes we may look like super pretty on the outside. But your body has been holding everything in and not expectorating it. So that's like what you have going on.
How old are you? How old are you then?
I'm 30.
See, I wouldn't have put you up there either.
Yeah, people think that I'm like, some people even say that I look like I'm 16, which is insane. But then, you know, they hear me speak and they're like, oh, okay, I'll put you at like, you know, early 20s maybe or something like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, so we're going to go through all this stuff, right? So when you said you felt like drunk tired, does motivation or drive play a factor in that? How is that? Like, do you feel motivated to do things?
No, I need to be motivated. I always say, like, for instance, I wanted to go riding, cycling. And I keep having to say that, oh, I need to go cycling. And I keep having to say that. And it doesn't happen. It's like, I know that I need to do certain things, but it's almost like this kind of procrastination, or I don't know. I just feel like I have to keep saying things. And it's like, I know what I need to do, but I just don't do it.
Exactly.
And that's quite frustrating, really.
Okay. So before I like start telling you like, okay, you have this weakness, you have that weakness, I want to know what your understanding is about detoxification. Have you seen like a lot of my videos or have read some of the articles? Do you know what the lymphatic system is? Stuff like that, if you could tell me. Yeah.
I have watched your videos and I do know that plays a major part, which is why I wanted to do cycling to try and get it moving, the lymphatic system and that. I have tuned into Dr. Morse before as well. I used to tune into Dr. Sebi as well before he passed. So I am aware. I went vegan.
Good.
I had, what was it that I had? Really, really bad. My discs started to degenerate. So bad.
Okay. Where in your spine?
C4.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, cervical spine. Okay. And like talking about your diet, so you went vegan. Vegan, and have you done like any sort of raw detox since then?
I haven't done a raw detox. I know that was something, when I seen your videos, I thought, and Dr. Morse was going on about it as well, I thought, well, maybe that's what I need to do, because I did the cut out the meat and everything like that, and my pains in my back did go, and I thought, oh, great, and that things seemed to be moving forward, but then it was just like nothing. I'm thinking, I've tried to do this, and then when I was watching your videos, I was like, oh gosh, maybe I need to go raw then. And I tried like grapes, like seeded grapes, and that, but again, it was like, in my mind, it's like the mind's like, you've got to do this, but then I don't know. It's like,
what's holding you back? What's holding you back from taking the leap?
I don't know, because I know I need to do it.
Well, I can lay down like the major reasons as to why people like are maybe like hesitant to do it. So number one is they have cravings. They're addicted to cooked food. number two, they don't feel like they have all the information in order to start. Like sometimes they're worried about nutritional deficiencies, things like that. Yeah. Number three, they don't feel enough pain or enough pressure to need to change or to want to change, right?
But you see, where I am, I would say I feel the pain, I feel the pressure. I understand. I'm not worried about the minerals and that, because I know that that'll be fine. I don't know, is it confirmation that I need to do this? Because I'm always saying, this is what you need to do. Like when I talk to my family, they'll go, oh, here she goes again. I don't know, is it?
Okay, so it's kind of like, would you describe yourself as maybe like a little flaky, you know, like you kind of like set goals or like speak them, but don't follow through with them maybe?
I don't think so. Some of the things I say that I want to do, it takes me too long to do it.
Okay, I see.
It takes me too long to do it. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. It's like, for example, there's a job I want to apply for. I know I need to get out from where I am, and it's like I'm just sitting back. I feel that I just feel like I've just had enough of everything, and if I could, I'd probably just go and hide somewhere. That's how I feel. Okay, it's just really, really, really weird.
Okay, well, I can understand your position because you do feel this extreme amount of fatigue and pain. Yeah. You have all this brain fog. You kind of don't feel like you're even here, you know, like in this physical reality and present. So it can be really difficult to set goals and follow through with them if you're feeling like this, right? But the only way you're going to be able to progress in life and move forward, right, and evolve into, you know, expanding like with your career, developing relationships with families and friends, and just like being the best you is, you're going to have to make major changes, you know, because then things are just going to start to go backwards for you, right? And you'll find that once you start the raw detox, it actually like just transforms every part of your life. It's like a ripple effect, like a domino effect. It's amazing. So like, what your major issue is chronic lymph stagnation all throughout. And sometimes this helps people, right? Since I can see like all the weaknesses in the eyes, I can tell you like, okay, this area looks like there's some trouble brewing, right? Like if you don't take action now, this is something you can face in the future, right? And so for people with major lymph issues, what I've seen personally is if they don't take action, like let's say if they have lupus or fibro or arthritis, like very inflamed issues, it usually progresses to cancer, to atypical cells, because you have all these acids being held, and as time goes on, they're just burning all the cells, you know, deteriorating, degenerating the cells. So, you know, for like women in particular, breast cancer is on the rise, and that's like, you know, the most common type of cancer, endometrial cancer, uterine cancer, all that stuff is on the rise. So these are just like some of the weaknesses I saw in your eyes: uterus, breast weakness, heart weakness, you know, kidney weakness for sure. You had a gallbladder weakness. So, you know, to prevent gallbladder stones, I know you said you had kidney stones in the past. So that's a huge possibility. You wouldn't want to get your gallbladder removed. And at the same time, your colon is a mess. You have so many of those like dark lines and lesions within that colon hub that we have to address. So like the main focus that you're going to be like that's going to be present in your mind during your detox is just opening up all your channels of elimination as much as you can. And you know, I'm sure you know about detox symptoms. You'll have highs and lows through this process, but the highs will feel so good. It'll feel like you're a brand new person, like you were just reborn. The lows will feel like, oh, am I getting my disease back again? It'll feel like that. It can have you feel a little worried. But like I went through that process myself, and I'm going to tell you, like, it's like this, like right now you're down here, right? You're going to go like this, you see, but you're going to continuously go up. Even if you feel your lows, you're still going to be going up to the end of your healing journey, right? So I just wanted to like lay all that out there.
Yeah.
And your mindset should be, okay, this is what I have to cut out of my diet. The major offenders. So you've cut out animal products, right? Which is great because they're the worst, right? So dairy, meat, all gone, eggs, all gone.
Yeah.
Now, the next thing to get rid of is processed foods. If you still have any of those, get rid of those. Wheat and gluten products, they're very inflammatory. They add mucus to your colon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I went gluten-free, but then I found what they're selling in the stores got a lot of starch in it, so it was counterproductive in the end.
Like the rice, yeah. So you have to focus on just plant-based foods that have not been altered by humans, that can be found naturally, you know, coming from the earth or from trees or from bushes, stuff like that, right? So really just fruits and vegetables. And let's see what type of person you are. I personally just jumped all in from day one. I had been pescatarian for years, and then I went raw vegan overnight because I was in just so much pain. But some people need to do like 80-20, like they're 80% raw and 20% cooked throughout the day. So like they'll be raw throughout the day and then have like a cooked vegan meal at nighttime, right? That's plant-based. So you can do that for like, let's say a week or two, and then you'll notice your body is going to start to crave more and more raw foods, just being on that first level. And then it'll be quite easy to let go of the cooked food because you'll just add like more salad during your dinner time, more and more salad until you don't have any cooked food at all. And then you're 100% raw. And so it's very necessary for you to follow a 100% raw diet because like you said, you have eliminated the worst offenders, you went vegan, then you went gluten-free, but it seems like you've plateaued. Things went away, but then they came back. They're coming back. So you only got rid of maybe like some surface level lymph stagnation, but there's much more to be found deeper within the cells, right? So what are your thoughts? Like, are you ready to go 100% raw?
Yeah, I can, because I've been talking about this for a long time. And I said that I know that when I speak to you, and I've said to my family, I know some of us spoken to Ailin, I said, I know all this has to go. I just knew that. So it's almost like I'm psyched myself up for it. And today I said to my daughter, I said, after I've spoken to her, I've eaten what I shouldn't have eaten. And I said, I know. I said, I won't be able to eat it afterwards. So I've prepared my mind for that mentally.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much set yourself up for like, okay, I'm 100% raw right now. But like, let's say even if you cheat, your cheat won't be that bad because most likely it'll be like cooked vegetables. You know what I mean? And not even like super often. You should avoid like mock meats, proteins. That's another thing. Proteins you should not consume at all during detox. They're too abrasive, they're too hot, they're too acidic for your body. So proteins will actually bring about even more pain in your problem areas. So like your knees, for instance, or your neck, or your back, or your bladder with cystitis. Anything with an itis is going to be made worse with the consumption of proteins. And don't even get me started with like the amount of mucus that's produced in the colon when you eat proteins. And it's like right now during detox, beans, excessive amounts of nuts, you know, things like tofu, stuff like that, even though they're plant-based and they're healthier than meats, it doesn't have a place in detox into where you need
I don't eat anything like that at all.
Okay.
I only have because I looked at the Sebi way, I have plant-based, but I don't eat carrots, I don't eat broccoli, don't eat cauliflower. I have a bit of kale every so often, more so than anything else. Onions, I'll have onions, sweet peppers, things like that. It's just about expanding it out, basil, things like that. Just expanding it out a bit more. But there's a lot of things I don't eat, but I know there are things that I do eat that maybe I shouldn't eat.
Okay. So like this detoxification system, the way that I recommend to people that, you know, that Dr. Morse recommends to people, it's not as strict, like in some aspects, it's not as strict as Dr. Sebi's like list of like, don't eat these foods, right?
Yeah.
Because his list I find is more of like, okay, you know, like, oh, we all originated from Africa and these foods were not found in Africa and these are all hybridized foods, right? But it's a little difficult to follow it sometimes because like you don't have too many options, especially like during the winter and the fall season, it can be really difficult to find these options. So if you're trying to be all raw, like that's kind of even more limited. Dr. Sebi's program does include some cooked foods for you to eat, but with this detox, no cooked foods, right? So it's like you can't really apply both into this detox. You're left with like almost nothing, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree because I've gone that way, but I'm still not healed yet. So
it's like you've done that Sebi way, and some people do like the medical medium way. We kind of like get all sorts of people. They've done years and years of trying different ways to heal, but like nothing reaches deep enough as the raw diet and detox. Some people go from like meat diet to raw detox, but some people have taken those baby steps through the years and they know it's like, okay, I've plateaued, time to dig deeper, right? So you're at that step. So that's what I'm going to ask of you. Like, if you're open to it, I would say for now, like kind of forget about like, oh, I can't eat cauliflower or carrot or broccoli or, you know, like anything like that, because then you're going to be left with very limited things. And the raw diet is already kind of strict, you know? So I would say any fruit and vegetable, you know, as long as it's like organic or free of pesticides, you know, as best as you can, is, you know, is consumable for you. Okay. Like even bananas, you know, like sometimes you're going to need bananas to feel full, right? So tomatoes, nightshades, depending on how your body feels. Because sometimes people with fibro can't handle things that are too hot, like tomatoes or bell peppers or mushrooms or even citrus. Sometimes it can be like too pulling on the body and can like inflame you, but it's really depend on the person. So you might actually have no problem with it, right? So that's what I'm going to recommend is a raw diet, and you can keep it as simple as possible. Some people do it super simple where they literally have like one type of fruit for each meal. So like, let's say they'll sit down and eat some watermelon, right? For breakfast. And then for lunchtime, they'll have a juice, right? Like some grape juice, fresh pressed, right? And then for dinner, they'll have a salad with, you know, just some fruit, veggies, like avocado, tomato, stuff like that. And that's like a super simple diet. But some people, like if you need variety to stay raw and stick to raw, that's the most important thing, is to do whatever you can to stay raw. It'll be powerful enough for you to heal. Some people make like smoothie bowls, different recipes, raw vegan recipes. You'll find that the raw vegan recipes that you'll find like on Google when you're searching for things like that, they tend to be really heavy on nuts or seeds. Have you like noticed that, or have you looked up stuff like that yet?
Yeah, I can't have too many nuts and seeds because it aggravates my gut.
Exactly. So you're gonna have to like try and find recipes more that are like nut free, right? So it's kind of like when you do have, or like are looking to have that heavier meal during your detox, sometimes you have to choose between, okay, a meal that's like heavier in nuts and seeds, or a meal that's like cooked vegetables. So it's like you'll have moments in your detox where you need to balance out a little bit, right? So which one is the least offender in your body? Like which one doesn't give you as much pain, right? With the cooked vegetables, you're breaking raw, so you're stopping your detox. And with the nuts, you're still kind of stopping detox because it's kind of like heavy. So the raw diet is predominantly based on fruits. Number one, should be mostly fruits, some greens, like green juices, salads, green smoothies if you want them, stuff like that. And then a tiny amount of nuts and seeds if you need them, right?
Yeah.
But you'll find that it's like higher on the carbohydrates, simple sugars, and lower on the fats and lower on the proteins. It's very important to keep proteins as low as possible, and fat, you know, you can kind of like keep the fat moderate if you're just starting out, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so what do you think about that? Does that sound doable to you?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I have to, because it's not a good place.
Let's see. What does your diet look like today? If you can be 100% honest with me, that's fine. I'm not here to judge.
I had sea moss. I had that blended. I drank that. I had water. I had 2 wheat baps, gluten-free, toasted. Then I had, this is when the offenders come in. I had a vegetable wrap with some chips.
Okay. And so, like, for breakfast was the sea moss?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so this is like
toast.
going in order. Okay, and then the gluten-free toast.
Yeah.
And then, like for lunch, you have the vegetable wrap.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, what's next? What do you tend to have?
I don't feel hungry.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got water beside me now.
Okay. And what do you tend to have for dinner? Do you normally have something for dinner?
Yeah, sometimes I'll have avocado mixed with like I make a guacamole, and I'll have the tagliatelle, the gluten-free tagliatelle. Is it gluten-free? No, not gluten-free. It's spelt tagliatelle.
Okay. Is that like a pasta?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you tend to have like some sort of fruit throughout the day, or
I'll have mangoes, apples. I've started to have grapes, but they're down in the. I don't know why it is, but I feel like if I have it, it's going to cause acid in my stomach. I've just got that in my head here. So
it makes sense, because what you have experienced was enteritis, right? Gastroenteritis. So if you think about all the acids that are lining your GI tract and your stomach and your small intestines, grapes are aggressive foods. Every time you consume a grape, and this is like quite necessary for you, but this is why, like I always say in the videos, transition at your own pace. If there's a fruit that's too strong for you initially, then don't have it. Have other fruits that are agreeable to you. But after like a month or so, you can try that fruit again, and you'll find that it's not going to give you a problem anymore, because you've already done a good cleaning with the other fruits, right? So grapes is just trying to, suck all that mucus from out of your GI tract. So grapes are going to be a staple for you pretty soon. So don't discount them completely.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got them downstairs. I've got mangoes downstairs as well.
Okay.
Apples, I don't know. I don't know what it is at the moment. So can you eat it? Because sometimes you just want the crunch, don't you? That crunch with the apple to say that you're actually eating something.
Yeah.
But it's almost like I've gone off them, but I know I should eat them.
Okay. Well, tell me, what fruits do you enjoy? Do you enjoy fruits, or is it like too sweet for you?
No, I do. I'll eat cherries. I do like cherries. I really like cherries.
Okay.
Peaches, mango. I like mango. Bananas, not as much as, but I will have a banana. I think those are the key ones that I really do enjoy having.
Okay. How about have you consumed like any sort of berries, like blueberries, raspberries?
Blueberries. I've started to have blueberries. Raspberries I found at the seeds part. I think that was like a sensory thing for me.
Yeah. Okay. Blueberries. Okay. How about melons? Do you enjoy melons?
Yeah, watermelons I've got downstairs.
Oh,
I like the honeydew melons, watermelons, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so like if you don't particularly enjoy certain fruits, you don't have to consume them, right? You can just really consume the fruits that you enjoy. And so this looks like a really good list here, right? And so I'll give you the benefits of each one and how it pertains to you. So watermelon is going to be really good for healing your colon and your kidneys. That's a top fruit. So if it's in season right now where you live or whenever it is available and it tastes good, then always include that in your diet. Okay. So watermelon's really good. Now berries are going to be very beneficial for your glands. A lot of your fatigue issues are coming from your glands being down in their function. So you have an adrenal gland weakness as seen in your eyes.
Okay.
You're also dealing with some level of thyroid weakness as well. So the thyroid, also controls energy levels in the body, but especially the adrenals. Now, those are both two glands, right? Now there's another gland. This is where I saw your major fatigue is coming from. So do you ever find that like when you go to sleep at night, do you wake up feeling like refreshed and well rested, or do you not wake up feeling that way?
No, sometimes I feel like I need to go back to sleep again.
Yeah.
Start again.
Yeah. So I used to be the same way. It would feel like, oh my God, I'm even more sleepy than when I first went to bed at night. This is like insane. I have slept for like 8 hours, but it felt like I was up for like 3 days or something. That's how bad it was. So there's an area in the brain that when it's weak, this is what happens. You feel like you're always needing to sleep. And when you do sleep, you never feel well rested. So in the eye, the center is called the animation of life region. And that's just the hypothalamus gland. So there's like a chain of command in your body. The hypothalamus gland in the brain controls your pituitary gland. And then the pituitary gland, which is the master gland, controls all the other glands in your body. Thyroid, ovary, adrenal, parathyroid, all of them. Yeah. So what you have is like weaknesses all the way down this chain. Hypothalamus, pituitary, because you're 5'4" and you have some female reproductive issues from the past. And then you have your adrenal, thyroid, ovary, everything. So everything's down, right? This hypothalamus gland, the main function is to bring about drive and motivation in your life. So people that have that very strong, they're able to like set goals, complete them, do them. But if you don't have the motivation and drive and you feel so fatigued, depression can come into play then, right? Because you don't really have like anything you're striving towards or any passion, right, in your life. So those are just like some of the weaknesses that you're dealing with, which, how that ties into the raw diet. Berries are going to help heal all that, and they're going to help bring energy back into your life. Okay. And then you have the watermelon that's going to clean out your colon. Lymphatically, your head and your brain and your sinuses, all this, your ears, everything is lymphatically connected to your colon. So it's like a huge, like a road, right? Yeah. Once you start to clean your colon of all this mucus, all this is going to start to be relieved. So like all that pressure, is going to start to drain, and it's going to feel so fantastic. So it'll drain like through the lymph system, of course, but if you want to relieve this head pressure even faster, you should actually strive to have cold and flu-like detox symptoms. So like, detox, deep enough to start to see your sinuses start to drain. Like you might see things and mucus come out through every opening. in your face, right? So like your nose, your eyes will have mucus, your ears will feel more waxy, everything's pushing. Your tongue might appear more white because like all the gunk is just trying to come out through your GI tract, right? You'll spit, you'll cough, all that mucus. You're very mucused up in your sinuses, your ears. And this is why you have the sleep apnea type issue. All that is mucus, so much so that you're having trouble breathing while you're asleep. So you have just a lot of mucus to spit out and to cough up and to sneeze and everything like that, right? It's as simple as that. Just kind of like what Dr. Sebi says, mucus, you know? So all these fruits are going to help you accomplish that. Cooked foods cannot remove mucus. It just can't. Impossible. The fruits have the astringent and the hydrating properties to help move and suck on this lymph. So like, remember when you were like, oh, I want to do cycling to pump my lymph system, right? Which is nice, but okay, you also have to watch out about your knees because they're kind of cracked, right? So instead, you should like, not to say that you shouldn't do any exercise, you should still do some exercise, but be careful with the impact that it'll have on your knees. Right now, your body is not really filtering any acids that it's creating. So when you exercise, especially vigorous exercise that affects your joints, you're forming more acids in your joints. If your kidneys aren't filtering and you're exercising like this, then the situation with your joints will only get worse. So it's like this. Exercise pumps your lymph system, but it doesn't inspire kidney filtration or, you know, pulling of the lymph out of your body, right? But the fruits pump your lymph and also inspire kidney filtration. So it's better than exercise. So right now you're kind of like too fatigued to work out, but once your kidneys start to filter and you feel more energy, you can start incorporating more exercise back in again. I don't recommend like doing heavy weightlifting and trying to build your body, because detox is all about like stripping your body down to its bare structure and then rebuilding it again with alkaline foods. Because right now it's only been built on an acidic ground from acidic foods ever since you were a baby, right? So that's kind of like the explanation of the main things that I saw in your body. I hope all that makes sense.
It really does. It really does.
Okay. Really great. So from your diet, you should remove like any kind of toasts, right?
Okay. That's what
you know, like any sort of bread. You know, if you crave starches, would you say you crave starches because, you know, you have the pasta, you have the bread?
Potentially, because sometimes I just want roast potatoes. I think so.
Okay. So what that means is just you have like some fungal issues going on in your body. When you have fungus in your body, and it's really common with women, we tend to then crave like pasta, pizza, potatoes, you know, all that stuff. So we'll bring those fungal levels down. Fruit is actually antifungal because it's simple sugars, and fungus hates fruit. It just absolutely hates it. So fungus is detox out of the body. And then like with the herbs that I'll recommend, the Parasite M formula is really good at bringing down fungal levels and controlling these cravings, right? So there's that. So I would highly recommend getting rid of like grains and starches as much as you can. If you have to have some sort of starch, sweet potato is going to be the most benign. You know, the closest thing to like simple sugars from fruits, as opposed to a white potato, it's very heavy and very draining, right? So like that's like the worst thing that you should have during your detox is like a sweet potato. Now I don't really see you have like too many proteins, right? Do you normally consume many proteins?
Chickpeas.
Like hummus or like chickpeas? Okay. Hummus and chickpeas, you know, like when you're first transitioning, maybe you can have it like in your salad, you know what I mean? So like, let's say if you're ever going to, although I do not recommend it, but if you're ever going to cheat and have a starch or have a protein, never have them together in the same meal. don't have starch with protein, their digestive times are completely different. And so you should have them separate, and you should have them with like a huge salad to kind of like act as a broom to sweep through your body and cause the least amount of harm, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a good transitioning tip. And so the sea moss is good. You know, you can take superfoods. I don't recommend things like enzymes or probiotics because they can be very addictive, and they're not really addressing the root cause. Like your root cause is terrain.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have that.
Okay. And chips, like, do you tend to crave like salty, savory things really bad? Yeah, because you're craving it because your adrenals are so chronic. And so the adrenals, they control mineral utilization in the body. So you crave salt, you crave those minerals, but you have to find them in greens, in green juices, natural sodium, like celery juice and kelp, sea vegetables, instead of, you know, salt. Although Himalayan salt is the least, like, worst salt. And so
is it the worst?
No,
is
the least.
Oh,
the least. The least worst. And you can sprinkle it on your salad, you know. I'm not like too strict when it comes to that, because I realize that you kind of need like some sort of pleasure in your detox.
What do you think of sea salt? Because
sea salt is like in the middle. So you have like iodized table salt, then you have sea salt, and then you have Himalayan or Celtic salt or celery salt. Those are like the best ones because they're full-bodied. They're full-bodied, enriched with minerals. And so when you consume them, they don't create an imbalance in your body. Like your body doesn't just start leaching minerals left and right to try and buffer the chemistry that you've just eaten. So that's why those minerals, those salts are at the top.
So sea salt's in the middle, Celtic salt's at the top, and Himalayan salt.
Celtic, Himalayan, and celery salts are at the top.
Okay.
Okay, so you can choose any one of those. Sea salt is kind of like somewhere in the middle. You know, not the best, but you know.
Because that's the only one I have. I didn't know, because I used to have Himalayan before. We still have some downstairs using, but the emphasis is on sea salt.
I know.
So I might need to change that then. That's fine.
Get the pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
and okay, now you can have different seasonings in your salads, or you know, like when you're preparing your raw foods, but there's some seasonings that you should avoid, and it's going to be these. Okay, black pepper, as much.
I don't have.
Okay, good. Very mucus forming.
Yeah.
You can have a pinch of cayenne. It would be beneficial for you to help to start to drain, but too much cayenne would be mucus forming and counterproductive. Okay. And don't have any hot peppers because they will produce mucus. I know, but maybe that's why you have your sinus issues, because spicy foods creates more mucus in the body. I know. Do your best. Yeah, as you clean out your taste buds, you're going to find that your sense of taste is going to be very sensitive. Okay. And so you'll actually find that the cleaner your body becomes, like these spicy foods will actually start to burn and hurt your tissue. Okay. So you'll actually naturally gravitate away from them. So it's like a little heads up there. And I'm going to give you like a more structured diet plan for you to follow, like in the results that I send you, but I want you to have like a good handle on it. Like, you know, fruit for breakfast, very hydrating, you need it. Fruit or salad for lunch, and then like salad for dinner, or if you want to transition, salad with a little bit of cooked steamed vegetables. So that's like level 1. Level 2 is all raw. Level 3 is like pretty much like all fruit. So you can start off at level 1 or level 2. If you're going to start off on level 1, only stay there for like a week or 2 and then move on to level 2, right?
Yeah, okay.
So I'll send you all those diet plans, okay? So let's continue on with your other health issues, okay? Okay, so tell me about like the cracking in your knees. When did that start? Do you experience a lot of pain in your right knee?
Well, I used to have like aching pain in there. That was about 3 years ago, and then it wasn't really crackling then. I just used to be really painful, especially when the weather changed and got colder. And it was just on the right hand side. And then I would say probably last year I could hear it creaking when I was going up and down the stairs, just on the right hand side. And it was just getting louder when I can hear it when I go up and down the stairs, and then I can hear it in the left side as well. But I don't get the aching pain like I used to get, which I thought was quite a bit weird.
It's not weird because in the beginning, when things are like just starting out, like at the acute, subacute levels, you'll start to feel pain. But once they get into like the chronic degenerative levels, that pain kind of goes away. So the beginning levels is inflammation. So you know how like when people have sore throats, you know, or ear infections when they're younger, right? Children, that's like kind of like pain, but it's suppressed with antibiotics or ignored. People still continue to eat the diet. It gets to a point to where the doctors will say, okay, time to remove your tonsils, right? Or you lose your voice, or, you know, it gets worse. No longer any more pain there, but it's progressed on to the next level. So it doesn't, it's not unusual, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not good. You're losing a lot of calcium from your knees.
Yeah.
And the solution is not to consume calcium supplements, because if you do that, your body is going to actually start to create calcifications, because it's like an isolated calcium. So the solution is clear the terrain. The only reason that your body's leaching this calcium from the joints and bones and connective tissue is because it's in an acidic environment. And calcium is the most abundant alkaline element that your body can reach for as an emergency to try and put the fire out. But over time, everything starts to get weaker. It can't continuously do that. So you have to work with your body, and you have to be like, okay, it's time to clean you out. And then you have to strengthen the main gland that's responsible for calcium utilization, which is your parathyroid glands. They're very congested in your body, very down. So I'm going to recommend the parathyroid formula, and then you're going to take like a natural whole food form of calcium. So kelp, you know, alfalfa, very high in calcium.
Kelp, I've not heard of that. Sorry, what was that?
Kelp is a sea vegetable.
Yeah, kelp. Yeah, I've heard of kelp. What was the other?
Alfalfa.
No.
Alfalfa. So, like, have you heard of alfalfa sprouts?
No.
Yeah. So, alfalfa is a grass that actually like intakes a ton of minerals from the soil. They actually feed it to horses so that horses can build muscle, because it's just so nutrient packed. But it's, you know, obviously humans can eat it too. So it's considered a superfood. So you can actually, if you want, you can buy alfalfa if you can find it. You can source it. Raw is really good. Or if not, it's found in like our superfood blends, alfalfa is, or you can take like alfalfa in capsules.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what you would do at the same time you're healing your parathyroid and you're taking some natural form of calcium. And you'll start to read the knees.
How do you spell that? Is it ALFA?
LFA, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah. Okay. And it'll be in your herbal protocol. So
okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
that's how we're gonna get rid of that knee pain, and of course inspiring kidney filtration. So so you said you haven't done the raw diet yet, right? But have you checked to see if your kidneys were filtering by any chance? Or how to check?
How do I check that? Is that with the...
Oh yeah, it's with you just get like a clear jar and you pee in it, and you check to see if there's like any sediment in your urine. So That's like the main focus when it comes to doing the raw detoxification is the kidneys are the main channels of elimination. So right now your kidneys are probably not filtering. Your urine is probably clear because your lymph system is connected to your kidneys, and your lymph system goes all over your body, millions of miles of lymph. And so all your cells, they're consuming nutrition, but then they're also producing waste. This is where the acids are coming from, cellular that burn. Then the lymph system takes all these cellular waste and brings it to the kidneys. And so when you urinate, when you pee, you should actually see this mucus and this waste leaving your body. If your urine is clear, you're not. They're staying locked in. But if you start to see this kidney filtration, then you're actually going to start to really heal.
Isn't that this is the misconception that goes around, that when you go to medics, they say that if it's clear, you're okay.
I know.
You're not okay.
We live in an opposite world.
Yeah.
Really. You know, so they usually say that if it's clear, it means you're hydrated, which is true. Your urine color will vary depending on how much water intake you've had throughout the day, but it shouldn't really affect the sediment that you see too much. It shouldn't affect the pH of your urine at all, because you can even test it with a pH strip during your detox.
I've got that.
You want your urine to be slightly more on the acidic side. So I think I had seen that you tested it out and it was 7 and beyond, right?
Yeah.
So that's too alkaline. Means you're not eliminating 7.5, right? Your urine should be around 6 to 6.5.
Right.
Yeah. And
so it should be acidic then?
It should be acidic.
Oh.
Yep. It should be acidic. Doesn't that make sense? Because you're eliminating acids and waste from your kidneys.
That makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of opposite of everything that we've been taught, which is why, you know, I spent years studying this so I could teach people. So, during your detox, you might consume like more liquid some days.
Yeah.
Like, let's say if you had a lot of orange juice or you ate a ton of watermelon, and if you don't see like a lot of sediment during that day, like mucus strands or, you know, like cloudiness in your urine, then just test out the pH to see if it's at least acidic. And then you know you're still eliminating. But if you don't really have too many things that's like super hydrating throughout the day, like watermelon, like really high in water content, then you're more likely to see more of that cloudiness and, you know, sediment settling on the bottom of the jar. So I recommend that you check your kidney filtration right when you wake up in the morning, since you've been like dry fasting all night naturally. And so you'll have a better assessment of what your filtration truly looks like. You know.
Okay.
So check it then. Check it, you know, you can check it a few times a week. You don't have to check it every single day, but if you'd like to, you can. Okay. And so, is everything making sense so far?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I don't want to give you like too much information to overwhelm you. So if you ever feel like that, let me know.
No, it's fine. I can manage. I can cope.
Okay, because it's so much information to be shared, you know. It's like, it's really hard to share it in one phone call, because it's like, you know, everything about health ever, and like all the weaknesses in your body and how they relate to you. Okay, so let's talk about your neck. Does your neck ever hurt? Or does
it does. I used to go for a massage before this COVID, and I have. It's just really. I
think I heard it.
It's bad. It's really bad, honestly. And I don't know, I can't even stop to think, to say, well, when did that start? It was just, obviously it was doing gradual, but it's just one day I realised, oh my word, I'm turning and I can hear it, yes.
Okay.
And you can see here, I've got a lump here. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, I can see it now. Yeah, it's like a reflection. Yeah, okay. So you know, you got to start draining your lymph, because that right there in your genetic family history, what do you see? Brain tumor running.
Yeah.
So your lymph system, your lymph nodes are congested and backing up in your brain.
Yeah.
That's already proof right there for you. Wow, this is why I'm having all this brain fog. Of course, my lymph system is backing up.
Yeah.
The main cause. So what you can do is you can do like hot and cold when you get into the shower to pump your lymph system in your head and in your neck. Okay. So like maybe like 1 minute as hot as you can, or 30 seconds as hot as you can, and 30 seconds as cold as you can, and you alternate a few times. That will help pump your lymph.
Just in the shower, just.
Yeah, in the shower.
Yeah.
So like, let's say after you wash your body with soap and everything, then spend like the last few minutes doing some hot water bathing you entirely, and then some cold water, as cold as you can, you know, and then you go back and forth, right? And end your shower with cold always. You'll actually find that the movement of your lymph in that way gives you more energy, energizes you, and wakes you up. That was like a good trick for me during my detox when I felt like I was experiencing full body pain. That hot and cold shower was really great, great. So you're gonna need that. Do you have lymph nodes swelling anywhere in your body?
Not that I can think of, no. Not that I can notice, no.
Okay. So for that little lump right there, have you tried castor oil before?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Probably when I do remember it when I was younger, but I've not used that at all.
Okay, so what you can do is, castor oil is the most powerful, but you can also like try other oils like olive oil if you can't find castor oil, but just rub it on that lump that you have right there.
Yeah.
Castor oil helps to dissolve any lymph stagnation, so you can just rub it on there.
Yeah.
You know, like once a day or something like that.
Yeah.
See how that goes for you, if it helps with the swelling. Okay. Now, let's talk about the next thing, the widespread pain that you feel all over your body. Tell me which areas hurt the most, and on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, where would you put your pain levels at?
I'll probably put it at 7, and it's my legs. They're just constantly tingling.
Okay.
But with my neck, Ailin, what is that the same? Would I rub the castor oil on this as well, on the back of my...
For your neck?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Castor oil helps with pain. So this is what it does. It helps with pain and inflammation. You can make a pack out of it, actually. If you're going to put it on a bigger area like your neck, or like let's say your stomach or your abdomen, your uterus, bladder, anything like that, right? For uterine pains, bladder pains, stomach pains, anywhere. You would need to get like some sort of towel, like maybe like a cotton towel, and then soak it in the castor oil in like a bowl, right?
Yeah.
And then after it's been soaking for a little bit, you know, try and like, castor oil is very thick and messy. So what you're gonna have to do is put it on your skin, have contact with it on your skin, and then you're gonna have to put like some sort of like cellophane, or maybe like some sort of like medical type of paper, and like tape it down. And then on top of that, you put like a hot water bottle. That's going to be the best way. Heat with moisture works best to drive the oil into your body. And you just leave it on there try and leave it on for as long as you can. Some people leave castor oil packs on overnight. Yeah. But if you don't have too much time, you can leave it on for like an hour, and just be like as relaxed as possible when you have that castor oil pack on.
Okay.
So I'll send you instructions on how to do it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So you're going to receive like instructions on how to do these sort of detox tools that I'll recommend for you. If you find that the detox tools, like it's too much and it's too overwhelming, then just do maybe like 1 or 2 of them. But really your main focus is going to be the diet and the herbs. Diet is number one raw. Okay.
Yeah.
The second most important is the formulas, the herbal formulas.
Okay.
And then detox tools will come third, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, were you ever diagnosed with fibromyalgia, or did you kind of like see your symptoms and you're like, oh, I have fibro?
No, that I went to the rheumatologist. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, when I went to my rheumatologist, I had already spent like so much money going to all these different specialists for like 2 years. They said that it was all in my head, and I had
I had that.
Yeah, and that I had to see a psychologist because all the tests that they were running were negative. They couldn't find out what was wrong inside of my body. So it's like, okay, you're either like, it's coming from like psychological stress, your pains, or
hypochondriac.
My family members said that I was a hypochondriac. It was the most frustrating thing in the world. So, okay. Now, that like windy sound in your ear, how often do you feel that?
I have to say it has declined over the summer.
Oh, nice.
It has declined, but I'd probably get it at least once a month. I'd get it. It's just like a woo kind of crazy sound. But I have to say I haven't had it this summer. I haven't had it.
Okay, that's good. Okay, well, here's a very important detox tool for you. If you're going to do one detox tool, do this one, okay?
Yeah.
This is very important. Ear candling. Have you heard of that before?
Yes, I've got some here.
Yeah, have you done it?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's when I heard that woo. I got my daughter to put a couple in for me on either side.
Yeah.
But because it's controversy to say that, you know, when you peel it back, is that really the wax or is that the candle?
So I don't think that's really the wax. I think what's most important is actually the suctioning that actually helps relieve lymphatic pressure in your head. So, you know, really, because if you burn it without putting it in your ear, you still see wax. So I think most of it is actually going to be just the candle wax. But I think that just the pressure that's sucking, that's what's beneficial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
that's
from what I've experienced. Yeah. I have had clients like really like up and down swear by ear candling. They've had so many upper head issues, and ear candling is what saved them from that. So yeah, it's been really good for them. All right. So yeah, I would recommend do like two candles per ear in that same session, and have someone help you, like your daughter. How old is your daughter, by the way?
30.
She's my age. Okay. You just look so young. I would think that like maybe she has like a 7-year-old. You know? I'm sure you get told that all the time.
I do. Yeah, it's good.
So do you have like just one child, or do you have several children? You have 4 children? Oh my goodness.
Two girls and 2 boys.
That's so beautiful. Is she your oldest or your youngest?
Yeah, your oldest. Then there's a boy. Then there's a girl. Then there's a boy. The youngest is 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Who's still living at home?
They're all here.
They're all
came back.
Home? Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
With all that was going on, they all sort of like gravitated back. Yes.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say that well, first of all, like, who do you live with? If you can tell me like the members of your household, and if you find that they'll be supportive of you on this healing journey.
They will, because when I do have things that they think I shouldn't have, they really do say, "Why are you eating that?"
Oh,
so,
that's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they'll keep you on track.
They will.
Do they eat pretty healthy like you do? Do any of them follow a vegan diet?
No, they don't. They still eat as they do.
Okay.
My youngest, he's reducing his meat intake because he plays football. So he's very conscious about what he eats. I think the boys are more inclined to steer in the right direction more than the girls. They just have whatever they want to have.
Yeah. It's a little hard because, like, you know, they probably have their own friends and, you know, they kind of like all eat normal. I have the same problem with my sister, you know?
Yeah.
So getting them to eat healthier can be tough when they're young. But it's like, okay, if they start to experience health issues, then at least they'll know where to turn to, which you'll have all the information, right?
Because what I do find is that when I start to eat more fruits and things like that, they start to eat. I noticed it when I was younger, they would start to eat it as well. So it's almost like leading by example. So who knows?
Yeah, it's actually better to lead by example and to kind of like not be like a huge preacher during this time. Really just focus on yourself, because what you'll find is if you do tend to preach about this diet too much, you'll be faced with a lot of disappointment. Not a lot of people want to change their diet.
Here she goes again.
It's better to conserve your energy, you know, like conserve your energy for yourself. And, you know, since you're their mom, of course, they look up to you, and it's like, you know, monkey see, monkey do, you know, especially with like children. And even though they're old, it's still the same thing psychologically, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's like, oh, if my mom can have this, I can have this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, now who does like the cooking and the meal prep in your house?
I tend to do it more so.
Okay. And so do you think that'll be like a sort of an issue, because it can be a little difficult if you're eating all raw and you're still having to prepare cooked meals for the rest of your family members?
Well, I don't. You mean in terms of if I'd be tempted to have it?
Yeah, like if you're tempted to eat it.
No, because I still prepare like meats and that for them, and I don't eat it.
Oh, okay, that's really good.
I will prep it and everything, and I have no desire to eat it at all.
Do you all sit down and eat your meals together, or does everyone kind of go their separate ways?
Midweek we tend to do that. Weekends we tend to sit together.
Okay, So, okay, that'll be, you know, it'll be good because you're not going to be tempted as much throughout the week. You know, you can sit down and have your salad alone without having to see other people eating cooked food. So, you know, when you start to eat all raw, your senses, you'll find that they'll become stronger. So like your sense of smell, your sense of taste, your eyesight, everything will be heightened, like superhuman. So cooked food can even feel a little abrasive to like your nasal passageways because it's like cooked chemistry. So that's like when, you know, they'll probably start eating more raw to be a little more accommodating for you. Most likely that's what'll happen. Or maybe you'll start to make food that's like, tonight we'll have a salad, guys, or something like that, right? But it can be like a little frustrating, but I know of moms that they have to cook for everyone, you know, and they're like fasting, right? So if they can do it, you know, we all can do it. So, you know, it just takes like that mental willpower.
Totally agree.
Okay. Let's see. I was gonna ask you something else. Okay. We haven't spoken about this, but I would like to know like what you're capable of doing, because you obviously like make meals for your family. If you can tell me, how many hours a week do you work? What do your work hours look like?
I do 3 days away from home. So 2 days I work at home, 3 days I travel in, so it takes me 45 minutes to get to work. I get there from 8, I leave at 4, I'm home by about 5.
You leave at 4 p.m.?
4 p.m., yeah.
From your job?
Yeah, I leave
Okay.
I leave in the morning at 7:30.
Okay.
And then I get back home by about 5.
Okay. And you work 3 days a week?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have to like cut down because of the fatigue that you're feeling?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just would do it, yes.
Yeah. I had to do the same thing. When I was working at Whole Foods in the supplement department, I had to go from full-time to part-time. And then it got so bad I had to take a leave for several months.
Yeah.
And then I tried to go back part-time, didn't work. On the first day that I opened up, because I was opening the department and the store, oh my God, my whole body crunched forward like this, and I actually just collapsed on the floor. And thankfully someone found me, and they called my mom to come pick me up and take me to the doctors. At the time, I didn't really know about detox, but you know, like it will progress and get worse. Like, this is what happens. So it's like, you got to put your batteries on to get rid of this.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
God. Well, I suppose things have to get worse before they get better, don't they? Well,
it's better if they get worse while you're eating raw, because you're actually addressing the root cause. But if it's getting worse and you haven't changed your diet, it's actually getting worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's getting worse for me anyway.
And so, like, you've had constipation issues for a while?
Yeah.
And how many bowel movements do you have each day or each week?
Once a day now. It's gone back to once a day.
Okay. Yeah, because
I've had a couple. I think I had 2 in one day in the week, twice, and that. But before that, when I sent the information back, it was just terrible.
I know. I saw it was 2 to 3 times a week. I was like, oh my goodness, is this a typo?
Yeah.
Really bad.
No.
So what changed? Did your diet change? Maybe your stress levels went down? What changed?
Potentially, I would say yes. It probably, it went down. And I suppose with the lockdown as well, there wasn't that racing around anymore. As well, so. And water, I was able to drink the water. I found that when I was at work, I didn't get to drink. It was just constantly on the go.
Okay.
To be strict. I don't think I was strict enough.
Okay. You know, like, I also find that stress can affect your number of bowel movements that you can have, because your adrenal glands, you know, the glands of stress, if they're stressed out, it affects your nervous system, that affects the muscle movement in your colon. So your peristalsis is affected, and so you're constipated then. So if you slow things down a bit, you lay down, you can then have a bowel movement.
Yeah.
And the hydration too, of course. If you're very acidic in your colon, that level of dehydration can also cause constipation. So I saw those 2 factors coming into play with your constipation issues.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and get through these symptoms pretty quick, because our time is coming up, but we still have a lot of things to go over. So you can just tell me yes or no if these are still an issue, okay? Shortness of breath.
Yes.
Okay. How often?
Couple of times. I think when I'm moving about the house and that, not as frequent as before. I had it today, but I was doing the house chores. I find at night it must be that what you mentioned about this sleep apnea. I haven't had it recently, but I wake up and I don't even wake up properly, but I just know that I'm struggling to breathe. But that must be the the blockages here.
Yeah.
What you've described already. So
yeah. You know, I'm sorry to cut you off. The best formula for that will be the 3-lung formula. 3-lung tea, 3-lung tincture. With the tea, you can drink it. You can inhale it as well. You know, like you can boil the pot and put the towel over your head and inhale it. So it's multi-purpose. And there's also the 3-lung tincture where, you know, it's very easy to take. It's tincture. There's 3 herbs in there that are mucus dissolvers.
Okay.
So they're the best for sleep apnea, for snoring, for any sinus issues. Really great. And you'll actually see weird colored mucus coming out of your body. Like some people see green and brown mucus and even some black mucus with blood in it. You know, it's really like nasty stuff. But don't be scared because this is all stuff that was inside your body anyways.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, when did you have kidney stones?
That would have been in my 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get any kidney pain now?
Not that I've really noticed, no.
Okay. And when did you get cystitis?
That would have been around the same time as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you might feel like a little bit of cystitis type detox symptoms during your detox, where things feel a bit inflamed. If that ever happens, just put the castor oil pack on, okay? Because with the detox, you're kind of like reversing. It's like an anti-aging diet. So you'll actually re-experience and re-feel things that you had in the past as we turn back the clock. So
yeah. So is the castor, where would you put if it's cystitis, where would you put the castor oil pack?
You just put it around your pelvis. The castor oil pack is like very big, you know, the towel. Yeah. So it'll actually be covering like your uterus and ovaries and parts of your colon. So it'll actually covering several things at once if you put it around that area.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And how's your skin?
It's fine. It's been a bit itchy over the last couple of days. Here, around there, down that side, just there.
Okay.
Just itchy around there.
Where? Around your eyes or where?
Just you know what they'd class as the butterfly. Just there.
Yeah, I see. So like sometimes here too?
Yeah.
Right there on the sides of your nostrils? Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, that was like my biggest problem area too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been itching on my upper thigh. I don't know why that's
upper thighs? Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, you have cramping in your legs. You have the leaching causing in your knees. Your legs just are very acidic. So, makes sense. And do you still get sciatica?
I haven't had it, but I've been getting my pains in my back. But I didn't know if that was just down to the fact that I was doing the gardening. But it just feels I have to be really, really careful because, like now I can feel it. I just know I need to just be still. But I could feel it if I decided to get a bit excited or move up that. Yeah.
Does it come about, like, let's say if you're stationary in one area for too long, like if you're standing too long or if you're sitting too long?
Yeah, that would happen. That would happen.
Okay. There's a lot of pressure. Have you gone to a chiropractor to get any adjustments?
No, that's one thing I haven't done. I've just had massages done.
Okay.
By masseuse, Thai masseuse. But I haven't.
I'd say a month into your detox, go visit a very well-reviewed chiropractor. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to realign your spine, if needs to be any realignment, to help nerve flow and blood flow throughout your spine, because that can be very important during detox. And then you'll find that you don't really need to have that many chiropractic adjustments afterwards. Maybe like once in a blue moon, something like that. Yeah. Because the raw diet really like keeps your adjustments. It holds them. So it's not like a regular person that eats cooked food where they'd have to go back for several visits, but just the one visit is going to be really good.
Okay.
And massages, you can still utilize them if you feel like you need it. But I would not recommend any deep tissue massage. Deep tissue massage will move the lymph system too much, too soon. Okay, so really try and get like a relaxing type of massage.
Oh, because I've been having, the time masseuse. I've been having that one.
The really hard ones, yeah. No, those can be really like, if your kidneys aren't filtering, especially, too much. Sometimes people get like really deep massages and they'll feel like very run down the following days, or very fatigued, like bedridden.
Yeah.
And it's because you move things too quickly. Some people break out in hives, rashes, or sometimes people start to feel like really bad lower back pain. That's their kidneys burning from all the lymph waste that the body tried to move, but it's too fast, too soon. So go for somewhere mild to moderate, not deep tissue.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to keep in mind during detox. Okay, have you had any experience with taking tinctures or capsules that were herbal formulas?
Yeah, I've taken valerian in a capsule. I've taken lily of the valley. I've taken burdock root.
Have you ever taken like the liquid herbs before?
I have had a tincture, but that was through I can't remember what it was called. It was through Sebi's, through there. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm guessing you responded pretty well with them. They didn't like give you really any adverse effects?
No, I didn't have any adverse effects. It was fine. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. When you did do like Dr. Sebi's program, did you ever feel like you experienced detox symptoms?
I had headaches. I had a plug of mucus from the rear, which was a bit scary.
There's more where that came from. But yeah, definitely you can keep going. So you saw the mucus, the headaches, anything else?
Yeah. My vision, I found it's got worse over time because I only needed the glasses if I was reading. But now sometimes I need to put it on when I'm watching the TV, and I never used to didn't have to do that before.
Okay, so what's really going to help you is the brain and nerve formula to start to regenerate any type of tissue up here, and the upper circulation formula. But I'll probably hold off on the upper circulation formula for the second month because you just need some time to relieve this congestion. Take time for this to go down. And then we can go in with upper circulation and brain and nerve the second month, but that will help a lot with your vision. And overall, your genes are fairly strong, like constitution-wise. You have a fairly strong constitution, not the weakest, which is good. So that means your body is going to detox pretty quickly, pretty fast, compared to someone with a weaker constitution. So you'll notice that your vision will get better over time. But, the head is so far away from the kidneys that if you are relying on only kidney filtration to clear up your head, it can take a long time, which is why I told you try and get like mucus drainage to help the vision clear up and everything to clear up faster. Okay. Okay. And have you ever done any fasting before?
I did. I've done intermittent fasting where you didn't eat anything after 12 o'clock. I've done the one whereby I've just had basically nothing. I've just been had the herbs, the herbs I've just talked about. Just 3 liters of water daily. I did that for 2 weeks.
Like a water fast? Okay.
Yeah.
And was this like years ago?
It was just before I went vegan.
Okay.
So it was about 2 years ago. 3 years ago.
Okay. 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 So this is how it's going to go. You're going to follow this raw diet, right? After a few months, I'd say like maybe 2 months of the raw diet, maybe a month and a half, it depends. Whenever you feel like the inkling to start to fast, I will highly recommend doing mono fruit fasts. So like, let's say when you are able to handle grapes again, you can do like a grape fast. Nothing too crazy, nothing too long if you don't want to, but at least like maybe 3 to 5 days to start off with. Yeah. And then as you get used to it, as your body digs deeper and cleanses, then you can incorporate longer. With your level of adrenal fatigue, though, I wouldn't recommend anything past like 2.5 weeks, probably. Okay. So I wouldn't recommend like a month, because I think that your adrenals would crash with that amount. So like your goal should be like, oh, let's see if I can reach 2 weeks, right? Yeah. But first do shorter fasts just to test the waters. Okay. And so your base is going to be raw. And then whenever like you feel like you can, like maybe a month and a half to 2 months from now, start incorporating these mono fruit fasts. You can choose whatever fruit you want, but grapes are going to be really good. You can also choose watermelon, or you can choose citrus, or you can choose, you know, whatever type of fruit, and just have that one fruit and fast on it. Okay. With that, you'll see so much mucus coming out of your colon. Buckets. Have you ever heard of mucoid plaque before?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Look up photos of it. It's rubbery, it's thick. It'll look like you pooped out your intestines, because it forms inside the colon wall and on top of the colon wall. So once it finally comes out, you're actually going to have better absorption in your intestines, and you'll be absorbing all the nutrition from the foods that you're eating. Mm-hmm. So that's the main goal, and that's how you're going to prevent things like colon cancer. You know, we haven't even touched on that yet. You said that you had like the twisted colon. You can, describe what that was for you.
I can't say it.
It's okay. The duodenum.
Yeah, but it was JEU. It was twisted.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was twisted. Mm-hmm. And what did they do?
They untwisted it. I had to have a cut. Like, I've had a cut straight the way down. Untwisted it. It twisted back, and then at the end, then I had to have another operation the same week. And then they've stitched it. They've actually stitched it down to stay down.
Ah, okay.
So now probably this, when I get pains now, it's probably the scar tissue.
Yeah, like adhesions, things like that. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna feel some pains in there, right? This is where like castor oil, remember, do the castor oil, or sometimes if the castor oil is not enough, and it's like extreme pain, I would want you to avoid taking medications. Right?
I don't take it.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. You can slow down your detox with your diet. So like you're doing all raw now, right? Let's say, in a few days you experience an extreme amount of pain that you can't handle. Just add in some cooked vegetables. That slows down your detox. Because from this point forward, any pain that you feel will be detox related. Detox, right? So, and if you want to speed things up, you want to see more expectoration, you simplify your diet. You add more fruits. You cut back on the fats or the greens and do more fruit. That will speed up your detox. So it's kind of like you use the foods to slow down or speed up your detox.
Okay.
So they didn't remove like any part of your colon or intestines, right?
No.
Okay, good. Because I was kind of worried about that.
The only thing they took away without, I didn't know until afterwards, was my appendix.
Oh, yeah, they do that. They even do that for women that like remove their uterus a lot. They just naturally do it, and it's like, why?
Just said
Yeah.
he just said he whipped it out. I thought,
Yeah.
yeah,
In their mind, it's like for prevention. They do the same thing with the gallbladder all the time, even if there's nothing wrong with the gallbladder, even if there's scans come out clear, they automatically do that. They did that to my cousin last week, and I was like, oh my God, why?
yeah. Well, I found that when they did this very quickly, that's when I could feel like the anemia, everything was like, cause I just felt like my immune system was just, and I know that at the time I didn't know until I started to read that there's a link, but they were saying you don't need your appendix, but I thought I just felt terrible afterwards, worse than ever.
This is because your appendix is the main lymph node of your colon. It's what the lymph system used to clean out your colon. So, you know, despite the fact that you have a missing appendix, you know, thankfully have a lot of lymph nodes in your body that will still help you out, right? We get people all the time that have had their tonsils removed, have had, you know, main lymph nodes of the body removed, and they're still able to heal and detox, thankfully. But it can make things a little harder, right? Take a little more time. And the healing capabilities of the body are crazy. I've heard of people regrowing back removed lymph nodes,
I've heard that,
like growing back their tonsils, right?
Yes.
So yeah, you might be able to grow back your appendix.
That would be good.
Yeah. Okay. And so let's talk about the ablation. Was it of the endometrium, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, it was.
Okay. And was it because you had like a lot of menstrual issues?
Yeah, very heavy.
Okay.
Just flow was just horrendous.
So was there like a lot of pain involved with that?
I didn't really have pain, lots of pain. It was just very to the point where I probably wouldn't go out. Or if I did go into work, it was, you sat down, you just would be so scared to get back up again. It was,
your pads or your tampons were soaked. You had to change them like every hour or something.
Yeah, it was just so bad. And even to the point where it was just like you'd go in and it's just like you just go for a normal, you think you're just going to use the toilet, and then it'll just be like, and I'm like,
oh my goodness. Did you see like a lot of like blood clots?
Yeah.
Like chunks? Oh no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's a few things that control like the bleeding. Sometimes people have fibroids and they're not aware of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that weakness and stagnation within the uterus itself. And then also sometimes your pituitary gland actually regulates your female cycle. So sometimes you can excessively bleed because there's a hormone imbalance in your pituitary. So we saw both of those weaknesses going on in your eyes. So it's probably a combination of both.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like all these surgeries, like it's like a band-aid. It's like, okay, like you still have that lymph system issue going on, but that got better, but not really, never really addressed the root cause.
No.
You know? So but yeah, like this is a brand new slate, a brand new clean slate. You know a lot more now than you did back then. And so utilize like all the lessons that you've learned. And this can even give you more conviction in staying the course and staying this path, because you'll see it in yourself. Like that first month of detox, you'll be like, wow, there's nothing more powerful than this. You'll feel a lot of the symptoms that we discussed during this call will start to get better and better. Some areas may seem like they're getting worse, but it's temporary, okay? A lot of areas will feel better. So what you can do is you can look at the health notes that I'll send you, and like on the bottom, it'll have like all of your symptoms, all your main symptoms. You can check in with yourself from time to time and be like, okay, how am I doing with that one? Oh, that one got better, right? Because sometimes we have to remind ourselves that we've actually seen improvements, because sometimes when it like is not in our body, if we don't feel it, we kind of forget about it. And then we don't realize that we're actually making progress.
Yes. Yeah.
So do that for yourself, and you'll see that it'll be like a pleasant experience for you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So you may experience some weight loss too during your detox, because what I saw in your eyes was malabsorption. So all that mucus that you have this pancreas weakness too, that's, you know, preventing you from fully digesting your foods or breaking your foods down. So you can get a little on the skinnier side during detox. Okay. That's okay. Your body is going to rebuild when it's ready on the same foods. Would you say that like maybe concerns you a little bit, is the weight, like losing weight during this process?
No, it doesn't, because I think sometimes you've got to go there to get to where you need to be, don't you? So
yeah.
No,
it's not super glamorous. People might be like, oh, why do you look so skinny, you know?
Yeah.
Like personally, my family was like, oh my God, you're starving yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Probably get that.
And then I'm like, well, I feel better than I ever did in my whole life. So obviously something is working. Let me do my own thing, right? So and just during those times, you have to just really be strong in yourself and walk away. If you feel like you're having to defend yourself from other people, you don't owe anyone anything. Just walk away, ignore them. And you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Did you happen to like get your blood pressure, like a recent reading?
I could have done that. I've got the did I not put it on this? Did I not do it?
You did. Yeah, you did. I was just wondering if you had like a recent one, but it's okay if you don't. It's okay if you don't.
Okay.
What the reading revealed was you're going to experience low blood pressure during your detox.
Okay.
Because even though this reading shows that it's high, the bottom number is 80. That's way too high. It should be 60 or like mid 60.
Okay.
So when you're taking away the inflammation from the kidneys, the bottom number is going to go down to around 60, 65, maybe 70. But that's like 10 or 15 points. So what's going to happen is you're going to take away those points from the top number, and the top number is going to go down as well. So you may experience blood pressure that might be like 110. Hopefully it'll be around 120. That way you don't experience too much fatigue. But if you ever find that it gets really low, like in the low hundreds, that's where you're going to experience your detox fatigue from. Okay. And so what you can do to help counteract that is take some licorice root, and you can like raise your blood pressure. But this is only if you have low blood pressure. Okay. Only if it's like in the low hundreds and you feel fatigue from that. So I would recommend that you check your blood pressure. Like, most easily would be like just to order like a blood pressure machine or a blood pressure cuff.
Yeah, I've got one here.
Oh, that's good. And you can check it like a few times a month, see what your blood pressure looks like.
Yeah.
In our follow-ups in the future, our future follow-up calls, I'll ask you, what does your blood pressure look like now? Because it will give me a lot of information on how your kidney and adrenal health is doing during your detox. Okay? Out of all of the weaknesses that you have in your body, I'd say your adrenals are pretty down since you have this fatigue and inflammation. And I would also say your parathyroid gland is what you'll probably need, because your calcium utilization is very, very low. So if you're going to see a glandular in your protocol, I would recommend either adrenal, parathyroid, or both. So it's up to you. Some people take the herbal route and they wait on it. Other people, they just kind of like want to get in there, strengthen, and then, you can always like switch to all herbs afterwards. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to get in there and strengthen. It's just I just want to feel
better. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I wish I would have started out with it because it would have saved me so much time and a lot of pain. So, but okay. So I'm going to review all the notes that I took during this call, okay? And then I'll like finalize your herbal protocol and your diet plan and everything. So you'll be getting your results really soon. It's the weekend, so give me a little bit of time because it's kind of like where I'm finalizing everything. And I also got to take like a little breather too. But you should see your results like around Monday, I'd say Monday.
Oh, that's a quick turnaround. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm really happy that you like found this way of healing. Like, I'm so excited for you, so happy for you. Like, even though you feel pain right now, you're going to blossom out of this. This is going to be temporary, okay? And you're so strong. Like, you're so strong, and like you have even more strength inside of you than you can even imagine. So you're going to think of this as like a lesson, a learning experience, but also think of it as like a vacation, you know?
That sounds good.
This whole time you've been, you know, worrying about everything else, everyone else, and now it's time for me time to invest in yourself.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Oh gosh, that's just.
Don't cry, then you'll make me cry.
I know.
No, don't cry. But yeah, like, no, I really am speaking from my heart because I know how it feels, you know, and I would have wanted someone to have helped me, but thankfully, like, you know, I personally found the information when I did, and I was able to heal. Otherwise, I would be like in a wheelchair today. Maybe even have committed suicide because it got bad, you know? So like, always keep your will to live strong. Detox, you'll find, is the answer to everything under the sun that you feel that is chronic and debilitating, okay? So, you know, you can do this, okay?
Thank you so much.
You have my support. Okay.
Thank you so much, Lily. Thank you.
I'll send you all that in the email, and like I said, print everything out and read everything. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh gosh.
It was nice meeting you.
Oh, it was nice meeting you. It was worth the wait. Thank you. I just see it as a lesson in patience, all of it. I was thinking, you know, when you really want something, just wait, just calm, just be calm.
I know. Yeah, I know. Like, oh yeah, definitely. Patience. I guess, I don't know. I feel like I expect patience from a lot of people because I have it so strongly in the work that I do. Like, I'm very patient, you know, like with people's understanding. And then sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And I can feel like heartbroken, but it's okay. You move on, and everyone's like at their own level, you know, in life.
It is. It's where you're at, isn't it, really? And I think that's one of the things. That's what it's taught me anyway. That's what I found.
You know, you try and like don't take things personal, like it's like just a mirror, just a reflection, and just kind of like see things, everything is a lesson, you know. The people that you interact with is a lesson.
Definitely, because I just was like, oh god, but no, it's been good. It's been good in the sense of going through this process, but even the journey to get to this process as well, it's made me look at myself as well.
Exactly. And like, I feel like you found this detox information at the right time, because sometimes people find it too early in their journey, and then they kind of like fall off of it because they haven't tried everything else. So they end up trying everything else, and then they end up coming back to detox. And realize, it's kind of like what I should have done all along. So I
agree. Wonderful.
So, like, you know, get started. Start clearing out your fridge of any like junk, you know, give it to your kids if they want to eat it, or you know, like, I recommend just starting as soon as possible. The quicker you start, the quicker you're going to get out of this pain and fatigue.
Yeah.
Okay. And it can be as fast as a few days. In a few days from now, you could feel 10 times better.
Oh, God, that'd be so good.
Yeah. So you can live your life, right? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much.
You got it. I believe in you.
Oh, thank you. Bless you. Thank you very much.
You too.
Bye.
Blessings.
Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful day.
And you as well. Take care. Bye-bye.